Do you ever feel like people just don't get you? Like your emotions run deeper than most and conversations leave you feeling drained instead of connected? If you're an ADHD empath, you're not alone. Let's talk about why this happens and how to navigate it. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is May. I'm your friendly cyber witch, helping you to understand your beautiful gift, either as an ADHDer or an empath, or maybe even like me, as both. I know from personal experience how it is, how it feels when we're so overwhelmed, either by our emotions or by our so many thoughts that we have. And if you feel the same, this is a safe space for you to explore, to find out that you're actually not wrong, that you're actually in the right place, that you are perfect the way you are. And I hope that you can learn, like I did, to embrace this beautiful gift that you have with all its beautiful sides and all its hidden treasures. And today I want to talk about, us in relationships in general, whatever kind of relationship, and why we feel so misunderstood. So one of the reasons why we feel so misunderstood is because of our sensitivity and the emotions and the energies that can lead to overwhelm. And someone that doesn't feel like an empath cannot relate to us having that overwhelm because of the emotions. Another one is, struggling with traditional communication and social norms because we are different. We have a different form of, dealing with things. And the rapid shift in focus and emotions can confuse other people. We've all had the, like, hey, I'm talking about this, and then suddenly, oh, a squirrel, right? So we've all had that kind of feelings as well. And I feel like one of the biggest things that also took me a while to really understand was the deep need for authenticity that clashes with surface level interactions. Like, we don't like small talk, we just don't. And that's a thing, right? But we still have to sometimes to network with people and do stuff, and we think that it's expected of us. And another biggie, and I find it's not just a biggie, it's actually a big one, is our difficulty in setting the right boundaries due to our heightened empathy, due to our lack of, oh my God, they're not going to like us anymore once we say no, right? So we need to find different kinds of communication techniques. So we need to find different kinds of forms to communicate right. And that's what I want to share with you today, a couple of techniques that you can use for yourself. One that might be a little difficult, but it's worth practicing, is to practice pausing before you respond so that you have time to not just process your emotions, but also your thoughts and everything that's happening in your system. Another one is using I statements so that it doesn't feel like it's blame, blame, blame on the other person, but it's you feel this, you feel that. And then, of course, setting clear boundaries, which I already mentioned, with gentle but still firm language. And one of the things that I like to remind myself and also my clients a lot is no is a full sentence. You don't have to explain yourself. No is a full sentence. Remember that. Another thing is clarify expectations and ask for confirmation to avoid misunderstanding. Say whatever you mean and ask the other person, can you repeat if you understood me right? Okay. And one that goes with this, but I feel like that's the easiest one for us, is to engage in listening so that we can, the other one gets into the connection more and more, so that we understand the other one and the other one understands us a little bit more. But this one is a give and take. We usually, because of our empathy part, we do have that. But with our ADHD part, we sometimes tend to, dip into people talking about stuff. So we're all over the place. And the more we practice to sort of like take a step slower and just listen, that helps. But again, like I mentioned, this one's like the easier one because we are all sort of like have that. And for me, the biggest thing that has helped me understand all of this was understanding my personal love language and my personal attachment style. It helps you on how to interact, because we're not just talking about this on a level of relationship or, of love relationships. We're talking about relationships, any kinds of relationship, friend relationships, and family, all of that. So it's important to identify how you give and receive, especially, love, um, with all the people around you, and recognizing your attachment patterns that you have so that you can actually navigate your own personal, ways. Because let's be clear, we do understand and feel everybody else, but how about ourselves? And the more you understand yourself, and here again, we go with the love language and attachment style, the more you understand yourself, that way you will know how to set the right boundaries, right? And I know everybody can Google this part, but I wanted to bring to you the most important parts about the attachment styles, so that you just have a little dip in. Please feel free to read deeper, find books about it. Um, but I wanted to give you the styles, the attachment styles that we have, so that you might, take this from today's podcast for yourself. So number one, we have a secure attachment style. That means you feel comfortable with intimacy and independence, both, right? You trust others and communicate openly, and you handle conflict in a balanced and healthy way. It's probably one of the things that we sort of like all yearn for, right? The second one is the anxious, the preoccupied attachment style that craves closeness but fears rejection and abandonment. And I know that we have a rejection trouble with our ADHD side. So you're craving closeness, but you fear rejection and abandonment. And you often seek reassurance and overthink relationships. So here, that's our ADHD part, overthinking a lot of things. And well, the empath does that too. You may struggle with self-worth and, tying it especially to other people's responses. So we make our worth, we make our worth, what's it called? Our value depends on someone else. And I know that that's a big one that we usually have. All right, the third one is the avoidant one, the dismissive one, the attachment that values independence over emotional connection. Probably not so much us, but I want you to know, in case you have sort of a little bit of this, you may struggle with vulnerability and expressing your emotions, and you might be the one that withdraws when relationships feel too demanding. Maybe you're already there. Again, not saying that this one's the perfect one. And the fourth one is the disorganized one, the fearful avoidant attachment, meaning a mix of anxious and avoidant traits, often due to past traumas. And you have desires to connection, but you fear getting hurt. And you may experience emotional highs and lows in relationships. So again, what I mentioned before, recognizing your attachment style helps you understand yourself, understand why you react certain ways in relationships, and identifying your personal emotional triggers. So that way you can work on your self-soothing strategies. And of course, improving communication by expressing what you need in a more healthy and clear way. Again, remember, no is a full sentence. Building healthier boundaries and connections with others helps do this. And of course, it helps you get a greater self-awareness for emotional balance. And just because we're talking about these attachment styles, one of the things that I noticed way back when it was one of the things that I needed to make myself aware of, in going onto the viewpoint for myself, is that I realized that although I wanted to be in a relationship, I wasn't ready to be vulnerable. And without having that, how was I supposed to go into deep connections with people? So you see what I mean? Sometimes we have that contradiction within ourselves. And if we don't start looking to ourselves, towards ourselves, we won't recognize that we have those contradictions inside of us. All right. So just as a little recap, awareness of triggers allows you healthier relationships and healthier reactions. Communications needs openly strengthening. Communication needs to be openly so that you get more strength in your connections with people. And balancing that personal space and connection fosters emotional security the more you do. And my favorite and the most important one, the more you turn your focus towards yourself and look within, how are you feeling? Remember the I statements? How are you feeling? How are you, what's triggering you? The more you understand yourself, the easier it's going to get to set boundaries. The easier it's going to get to understand yourself, when to set boundaries and when to, that you need more personal space. And yeah, with that said, remember to be graceful with yourself. We're all humans and we sometimes just need a little bit more time. And to put it in the words of my beautiful and wonderful Hawaiian teacher that I had, Kumu Mahalani, I remember how she always said how I think it was her uncle, always used to say, you get to the beach when you get to the beach. So give yourself grace. You're an amazing human being. And if you're here, you're already on the path to look towards yourself and embracing who you truly are and to thrive with who you are. With that said, my beautiful soul, enjoy the upcoming song, and I hope I'll see you next week. Bye.
Oh, yeah. Feel the waves, let them rise inside. Golden sun lighting up my mind. Sync my heart with the rhythm wide. I'm aligned, I am free, I shine. Do you ever feel too much at once? Like your heart beats wild with a million suns. Every moment shifting, jumping fast. People talk and you fade too fast. They don't see the way you glow, how your heart feels deep below. But you're not lost, you're not alone. Your energy is a sacred tone. Vibration higher, light unfolds. We ride the waves, we break the mold. No need to change, you're shining bright. Dance in your truth, yeah, feel the light. Boundaries firm like ocean tides. Know it's power, that's your guide. Clarity flowing, I speak with ease. Rooted strong like island trees. Quick mind jumping, sparks ignite. Love runs deep, pure and bright. Feel the rhythm of your soul. This is your time, take control. Vibration higher, light unfolds. We ride the waves, we break the mold. No need to change, you're shining bright. Dance in your truth, yeah, feel the light.
Neon codes in my DNA. Electric thoughts shifting every day. Hyperlink to space and sky. Download truth, yeah, watch me fly.
Sacred signals in my veins. Empath heart, but I hold the reins. Magnet pull to the ones who see. Tuned in deep, yeah, wild and free. I don't fold, I realign. Blend the stars with ocean time. Data streams and cosmic fire. ADHD, yeah, I rise higher. Vibration higher, light unfolds. We ride the waves, we break the mold. No need to change, you're shining bright. Dance in your truth, yeah, feel the light. Ride with the breeze, take it slow. You'll reach the beach when it's time to go. Shine a line, you're meant to be. Flow with life like the endless sea.
Ride with the breeze, take it slow. You'll reach the beach when it's time to go.
Shine a line, you're meant to be. Flow with life like the endless sea.